Words are the keys that unlock the invisible vault of abundance. Every spoken word is a seed, carrying the life of your thoughts into form. When you speak in alignment with divine law, you command riches, health, and joy to manifest in your life. Poverty, lack, and struggle are never real in the divine mind. They are shadows cast by wrong thinking and wrong speaking. The invisible supply is unlimited, waiting for your word to summon it. The universe is obedient to the voice of faith, but deaf to the cries of fear. Speak fear, and you bind yourself to limitation. Speak faith, and you break open the gates of your own promised land. Say with unwavering conviction, "Everything I desire is already mine in the invisible. I now speak it into form. Divine riches are drawn to me with irresistible power. Money comes in streams, ideas come in floods, and opportunities come in waves. I am guided to take the perfect steps, at the perfect time, in the perfect way. All doors of supply are now open to me, and nothing and no one can keep them shut. My words are backed by the infinite power that cannot fail." The moment you speak such words with faith, unseen forces rearrange themselves for your good. You will meet the right people at the right time. A phone call will come that changes your life. A door you thought closed forever will open effortlessly. What others call coincidence is the universe answering your word. Never speak of what you do not want. Never give voice to defeat, debt, or delay. These are only passing illusions. Speak only the reality you choose to live in. When you bless your finances, they multiply. When you speak life to your opportunities, they grow. When you command your good to appear, it rushes to meet you. Say this daily, not with hope, but with the certainty of one who knows. I am a magnet for divine riches. Wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance. I see it, I feel it, I claim it, and I give thanks for it now. A gratitude seals the word. When you thank the universe before you see the evidence, you prove your faith, and faith is the only currency that never fails. Your spoken word, wrapped in gratitude, becomes law in the unseen, and law must be fulfilled. If you speak lack, lack will obey. If you speak riches, riches will obey. The choice is always yours, and the word is always your wand. Speak as if you already possess all you desire, and soon you will be living in the midst of it. The invisible will become visible, and the spoken will become the seen. Say this, and get rich. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways, under grace, in overflowing measure. I am rich in mind, rich in spirit, and rich in substance. My words create my world, and my world is now filled with limitless wealth. Your words are the seeds that create your reality. And just as a seed carries within it the image and potential of the tree it will become, so every word you speak carries within it the pattern of the life you will live. The invisible substance of the universe responds to the vibration of your words. You may think you are simply speaking casually, repeating what you see, but every syllable you utter sends forth a creative command to unseen forces. The law is impartial. It does not judge whether you speak in jest, in truth, in anger, or in love. It simply receives the instruction you give it, and begins to manifest according to your word. This is why so many live in conditions they do not desire. They have planted seeds of lack, struggle, and fear without realizing they would have to harvest what they sowed. Every word is a declaration. When you say, "I can't afford that," you plant a seed of inability and financial restriction. And that seed will grow into circumstances that keep you from affording it. When you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," you set into motion the conditions for disappointment. On the other hand, when you say, "I am blessed beyond measure," you plant the seed for blessings to multiply. The soil of the universe is infinitely fertile. It will grow whatever is planted, good or bad. This is why you must choose your words as carefully as a master gardener chooses seeds for the season. A gardener never plants weeds intentionally, and you must never plant words of defeat, limitation, or despair. Your words are not mere sounds. They are living vibrations, clothed in feeling, charged with belief. The stronger the feeling behind your words, the quicker the seed takes root and begins to sprout. If you say, "I am successful," but carry in your heart the heavy doubt that you are failing, the seed you plant is not pure, and it will not grow into the strong, healthy tree you desire. This is why alignment between thought, feeling, and word is so powerful. When your words match your inner belief and emotion, you create a force that nothing can resist. Speaking in alignment with faith is like planting a seed in rich, moist soil, under perfect sunlight. It will grow swiftly and abundantly. Even idle words have power. Many do not realize that their casual complaints, their small self-deprecating remarks, and their habitual retelling of problems are planting seeds of difficulty. If you constantly speak about how tired you are, you will create conditions that drain your energy. If you constantly speak of how busy you are, you will find yourself overwhelmed by more tasks. The universe will match the pattern you set forth. This is why one must be vigilant. Every conversation is an act of creation. Every statement a seed that will bear fruit in its own time. The careless word is like a weed. Left unchecked, it will take root and spread, choking out the flowers you intended to grow. This is not about speaking things you do not mean in a hollow way, but about training your mind and heart to dwell on the good, so that your words naturally express abundance, success, joy, and peace. When you truly believe that the good you desire is already yours, your words will flow from that belief effortlessly. Instead of saying, "I hope I find a way," you will say, "The way is already prepared for me." Instead of saying, "I'm always short on money," you will say, "Money flows to me in perfect ways." This is not pretending. It is speaking from the truth of divine supply, which is unlimited and ever-present. It is shifting your focus from appearances to reality. Appearances may show lack, but reality in the unseen is abundance. By speaking the truth of abundance, instead of the appearance of lack, you plant seeds of prosperity that will soon break through the soil of your life. Every person you meet, every interaction you have, is an opportunity to plant seeds. Not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. A kind word spoken to someone in despair can plant a seed of hope that blossoms into new strength. An encouraging word spoken to someone struggling can plant a seed of courage that grows into great achievement. And when you bless others with your words, you plant blessings in your own field. For whatever you give returns to you multiplied. The law of sowing and reaping applies to every word spoken. When you speak generously, the harvest of your own life will be generous. When you speak abundantly about others, abundance will come to you. To master your words is to master your destiny. Think of your mouth as the gate of a garden. Nothing should pass through that gate unless it is worthy of being planted. If a thought of lack comes to mind, refuse to give it life through speech. Instead, speak the opposite with conviction. If you think, "I am so unlucky," stop it before it reaches your tongue and say instead, "I am always in the right place at the right time." This conscious redirection plants a different seed and creates a different harvest. It may feel unnatural at first, but over time, your mind will adjust to the higher vibration, and speaking abundance will become your natural language. Words spoken in faith can even uproot old weeds. If you have spoken limitation in the past, you are not doomed to reap it forever. Just as a gardener can remove weeds and replant with care, so can you replace old patterns with new ones. Speak words that contradict the old conditions, and do so repeatedly, with faith. If you have said, "I always struggle to make ends meet," begin to say, "Money comes to me easily and frequently." If you have said, "Nothing good ever happens to me," begin to say, "I am surrounded by blessings, and more arrive each day." Over time, the old seeds will lose their power, and the new seeds will take root. Transforming your outer world, you must also remember that the season of harvest is not always immediate. A seed takes time to germinate beneath the soil before it breaks through into the sunlight. The fact that you do not yet see the result does not mean the law is not working. It is working invisibly, arranging the right circumstances, aligning people, events, and ideas to bring about your good. This is why you must persist in speaking your desired reality, even when appearances seem unchanged. Many abandon their words of faith too soon, digging up their own seeds with words of doubt. To plant a seed and then say, "It's not working," is to uproot it before it can grow. Guard your speech during this unseen period, for it is in the silence that the miracle is forming. Your words are like divine commands, sending forth a blueprint to the creative intelligence of the universe. The more clearly and consistently you speak, the more quickly the blueprint is followed. If you are building a house, you would not change the plans every day, nor would you tell the builders to build one thing in the morning and tear it down in the afternoon. Yet many do exactly this with their words. They speak prosperity in the morning and poverty in the evening. This contradiction delays the manifestation. Speak your desire as if it were already complete, and keep speaking it with unwavering certainty, no matter what you see in the outer world. The outer world will soon match the inner command. In this way, you become the conscious sower of your life's garden, choosing each word with intention, planting only what you wish to reap. You begin to see that you are never at the mercy of chance, luck, or fate. You are the gardener, the planter, the cultivator, and through your words, you hold the power to shape the harvest of your life. Speak only faith, never fear, to command abundance. For the universe listens with perfect accuracy to the vibration behind your words. Every utterance is a signal sent into the unseen, a decree written upon the fabric of creation. Faith and fear are both creative forces. yet they lead to opposite outcomes. When you speak in faith, you call forth the good that already exists for you in the invisible. When you speak in fear, you summon the very conditions you wish to avoid. The law is impartial. It cannot distinguish between a command given in hope and a command given in dread. It simply fulfills what you speak with conviction. Fear is faith in the wrong direction. It is faith that something harmful will happen, faith in loss, faith in lack. The more you dwell upon fear and give it life through your words, the more it takes root in your experience. If you say, "I'm afraid I'll lose my job," you are planting the seed of loss, and the unseen begins arranging events to fulfill your expectation. If you say, "I never have enough money," you are commanding shortage to appear. This is why you must discipline yourself to speak only words of faith. For faith is the creative force that builds instead of destroys. Faith speaks of what it wants to see, not of what it fears might happen. Speaking faith is not pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is choosing to give your voice to the solution instead of the problem. When the appearances lack, faith says, "My supply is endless and it comes to me now." When the appearances delay, faith says, "Everything I desire is unfolding in perfect time." This is not denial. It is alignment with divine truth. The truth is that the invisible source of your abundance is inexhaustible, and no outer condition can cut you off from it unless you agree to it in your words. Fear agrees with the condition and strengthens it. Faith speaks above the condition and changes it. Your speech must be a sanctuary for the good you wish to create. Allow no fearful word to find shelter there. The moment a thought of fear enters, counter it aloud with the language of faith. If you think, "I don't know how I'll pay my bills," immediately speak, "All my bills are paid in full, and I have more than enough." The spoken word has the power to overwrite the thought. And the more you do this, the more your mind will begin to think in the language of abundance naturally. The mind is trained by repetition, and your tongue is the trainer. Every time you speak faith instead of fear, you strengthen your inner certainty and weaken the hold of doubt. Speaking faith does not require you to see the path, only to trust that the path exists. Faith is the assurance that your supply is already prepared, even when you cannot yet see it. It is like planting a seed in the soil. You do not see the roots forming beneath the surface, but you trust that the process is working. Your words are the water that nourishes the seed. Speak fear, and you poison the soil. Speak faith, and you feed the growth. The unseen responds to the energy of your words, long before the outer evidence appears. So it is your steadfastness in speech that determines the swiftness of your manifestation. There is a magnetic quality to words spoken in faith. They draw to you the people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with what you have declared. A person who constantly says, "I am guided to the right opportunities," will find doors opening in unexpected places. A person who says, "Money comes to me from every direction," will begin to notice streams of income appearing in ways they never imagined. The law responds not only to the words, but to the vibration of certainty behind them. Faith carries a commanding tone, while fear carries a pleading tone. The universe obeys command, It does not negotiate with doubt. Even in moments of uncertainty, your choice of words can turn the tide. If everything around you suggests delay, lack, or failure, it is then that your words matter most. Speaking faith, when circumstances seem hopeless, is like striking a match in the dark. The light instantly changes the environment. Many lose their way because they allow fear to dictate their speech during the darkest moments, not realizing that those moments are the very soil in which the greatest miracles can grow. To speak faith when all is well is simple. To speak faith when all seems lost is the mark of mastery. For it is then that your words have the greatest power to shift reality. Your words are also instructions to your own subconscious mind. When you speak in faith, you program your inner self to expect abundance. This expectation shapes your actions, your decisions, and even the way you carry yourself. You begin to act in alignment with the reality you have spoken into existence. When you say, "I am successful," you begin to take the steps a successful person would take. When you say, "Opportunities flow to me," you naturally notice and act upon possibilities that might have been invisible to you before. In this way, your words in faith not only summon abundance from the unseen, but also prepare you inwardly to receive it. To speak only faith is to refuse to lend your creative power to anything you do not want. If you do not wish to experience it, do not give it the dignity of your speech. Let fear die in silence. Give life only to the conditions you desire. When you speak, imagine your words as living forces going forth to arrange the world for your good. See them as messengers, carrying your decree to the corners of the earth, returning to you with the exact manifestation you have sent them to bring. If you send them with fear, they will return with lack and struggle. If you send them with faith, they will return with abundance and joy. Even in casual conversation, be mindful. Many people invite limitation into their lives through idle talk, laughing about their bad luck or their empty bank account, without realizing they are making a command. The law does not distinguish between serious speech and joking speech. It hears only the vibration and the words. This is why you must make faith your native language, so that even in light moments your words carry the frequency of abundance. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to speak faith automatically, without having to correct yourself. If you find it difficult to speak faith in the beginning, you can use affirmations as a training ground. Repeat aloud phrases that declare abundance, health, success, and joy, until they feel natural on your tongue. Say, "I am richly blessed in all ways. Everything I desire comes to me easily and joyfully. I am surrounded by endless opportunities." And let these words become the rhythm of your speech. Over time, they will replace the language of fear, and you will find that your mouth no longer gives power to the conditions you wish to avoid. Remember, every time you speak in faith, you reinforce a reality that is already true in the unseen. You are not asking for abundance to be created. You are calling it forth from where it already exists. This is why the language of fear is so destructive. It blinds you to what is already prepared for you and blocks its entrance into your experience. Faith, on the other hand, throws open the gates, allowing what is yours to flow in freely and in perfect time In all situations, choose the words that affirm life, that confirm abundance, that declare your certainty in divine supply. Let your speech be the steady drumbeat of faith that calls your good to you unfailingly. When fear knocks, answer it with words so full of conviction that fear cannot stand in their presence. The power is always in your mouth. And the moment you choose to speak only faith, the flow of abundance begins to answer. Affirm your wealth as already existing in the unseen. For all that you desire has been created in the invisible, long before it appears in the visible. The unseen is the storehouse of every idea, every opportunity, every form of supply you could ever require. When you affirm wealth as already yours, you align yourself with the truth that there is no delay in spirit. Delay exists only in the human mind, which measures time according to appearances. The divine operates outside of time, and what you seek is already complete in that higher realm. Your affirmation is not a request for something to be created, but a recognition that it is already finished and waiting for you to receive it. To affirm is to make firm. Each time you say, "I am wealthy," you strengthen the vibration of wealth in your consciousness. This vibration acts like a magnet, drawing to you people, circumstances, and resources that match it. Affirmations are not wishful thinking. They are declarations of truth that dissolve the illusion of lack. If you affirm your wealth only when you see evidence of it, you are placing your faith in appearances instead of the higher reality. But when you affirm your wealth in the midst of apparent lack, you are declaring that the unseen is more real than the visible. And this declaration begins to shift the visible to match the unseen. Wealth is not limited to money alone. It is the fullness of life in every aspect. It is opportunities opening effortlessly, ideas flowing freely, relationships flourishing, health radiating, and joy overflowing. When you affirm wealth, you are affirming the fullness of life's blessings. To say, "I am wealthy," is to invite every form of richness into your experience. This is why your affirmation should be expansive. Do not limit it to a single source or form. Instead, affirm that wealth comes to you in all ways, from all directions, and in forms seen and unseen. This keeps you open to the unexpected channels through which your abundance can flow. The unseen is like a vast warehouse filled with everything you could ever want. Your affirmation is the order form that tells the universe what to deliver. But unlike a human warehouse, the unseen has no shortage, no delay, and no possibility of error. It has been prepared for you from the beginning. When you affirm, "My wealth is already here," you remove the belief that you must wait, strive, or earn it through struggle. You step into the reality that abundance is a spiritual inheritance, already deposited in your account, in the invisible bank of the universe. Your job is simply to speak the truth of it, until the outer world reflects it. The language of affirmation must be present tense. To say, "I will be wealthy," keeps wealth forever in the future. The universe works in the now, so you must speak as if you already have it. "I am wealthy" is the vibration of completion. It says to the universe, "This is who I am now," and the outer world reorganizes to match it. This is why affirmations spoken with certainty feel different in the body. They carry the energy of already having, not of hoping to have. Hope leaves the door open for delay. Certainty commands immediate alignment. Some people affirm wealth, yet see no change, because their inner dialogue contradicts their spoken word. They may say, "I am wealthy," in the morning, but spend the rest of the day thinking about how little money they have. This is like planting a seed and then digging it up repeatedly. For your affirmation to take root, it must be consistent. When a thought of lack arises, replace it immediately with your chosen affirmation. Do this until your mind accepts the affirmation as fact. The moment your mind accepts it, the outer evidence begins to appear. For the outer is only the reflection of the inner. Visualization can strengthen your affirmations. As you say, "I am wealthy," see yourself living in the reality of that wealth. Picture the home, the surroundings, the freedom, the opportunities, and feel the joy as if it were happening now. This combination of spoken word, mental image, and felt emotion sends a powerful signal to the unseen, telling it to bring forth the matching reality. The more real it feels within, the sooner it appears without. The unseen responds to the certainty of your inner state, and when your words, images, and feelings align, the manifestation is inevitable. Affirming your wealth also requires gratitude. When you give thanks for wealth before you see it, you prove your faith in its existence. Gratitude is the language of receivership. It says, "I know it is already mine, and I thank you for it now." This is why gratitude supercharges your affirmation. To say, "I am wealthy, and I am so grateful for my abundance," is to stand in the middle of the harvest, before the first seed has broken the soil. This kind of faith moves the unseen into action with great speed. It is important to affirm wealth in all areas, not just in finances, because the mind works in patterns. If you affirm health, joy, opportunity, and love alongside financial abundance, you create a consciousness of overall richness. This wholeness draws more of every good thing into your life. A person who affirms only money may receive it, but still feel poor in spirit, lonely, or unfulfilled. True wealth is a state of overflowing good, and when you affirm from this fullness, money becomes only one of the many forms in which your wealth appears. The unseen responds to clarity. The more specific you are in your affirmation, the more quickly the matching form appears. If you affirm, "I am wealthy," you may receive in many forms, but if you say, "I am wealthy, and I easily receive the 10,000 or more each month," you give the unseen a clear instruction. This does not limit you. It focuses your magnetism. The key is to affirm in a way that excites you and feels believable enough to accept, while still stretching your sense of what is possible. As your faith grows, you can expand your affirmations to match your increased capacity to receive. Affirmations also work best when spoken aloud. The vibration of your own voice carries the power of creation more strongly than silent thought alone. Speak your affirmations in a tone of command, not of pleading. You are not asking the universe for a favor. You are claiming what is already yours by divine right. Feel the authority in your words as you speak them. Let your body posture reflect the certainty of your claim. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and speak as one who knows that what they say must come to pass. Make your affirmation a daily practice. Speak it in the morning to set the tone of your day. Speak it throughout the day, Whenever you feel doubt, fear, or limitation trying to creep in, speak it at night before you sleep, allowing it to sink into your subconscious mind, which will work on it while you rest. Repetition is not to convince the universe. It is to convince yourself, for once you are convinced, the universe mirrors your belief instantly. The unseen is always ready. It is the readiness of your own belief that determines the speed of manifestation. When you live in the energy of your affirmation, you begin to notice signs of your wealth showing up in unexpected ways. A small gift, a new opportunity, a chance encounter. These are the first sprouts breaking through the soil. Celebrate them, for they are proof that the unseen is becoming seen. The more you acknowledge them, the faster more will come. Doubt may try to tell you these are coincidences or too small to matter. But they are the first fruits of the harvest you have been affirming. The greatest shift happens when you no longer see your affirmation as a technique, but as a statement of identity. When "I am wealthy" is no longer something you are trying to believe, but something you know to be true, the outer world cannot help but reflect it. This is the moment when the unseen and the seen are fully aligned, and your reality transforms to match the wealth you have been affirming. Bless your finances and watch them multiply. For blessing is the act of recognizing the divine substance within something and calling forth its increase. To bless is to speak life into what you have, no matter how small it appears, and to acknowledge that it comes from an unlimited source. Many people curse their finances without realizing it, complaining about bills, resenting payments, speaking of never enough, or sighing over expenses. Every such word is a declaration of lack, a seed planted in the soil of the subconscious that produces more lack. But when you bless your money, you are planting seeds of growth, declaring that what you have will multiply and return to you, increased. Blessing transforms your relationship with money from one of fear and scarcity to one of gratitude and trust. When you look at the money in your wallet or bank account and say, "I bless this money, and I see it multiplying," you are aligning your thoughts and words with the truth that supply is infinite. You are telling the universe that you recognize even the smallest amount as part of an endless river of abundance. This recognition causes the flow to expand, for the law of increase responds to appreciation and acknowledgement. Just as a gardener waters the smallest sprout with the same care as a mature plant, so you must care for and bless every bit of money you receive, however little or large it may be. To bless something is to affirm that it is good, sufficient, and capable of growing. When you bless your finances, you affirm that your current supply is not static. It is alive, responsive, and connected to an infinite source. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand and saying, "You are blessed, and you bring me more of your kind." Such a statement is not superstition. It is a conscious act of directing your energy and intention toward increase. The universe responds to this vibration. Your money becomes charged with the frequency of blessing, and like attracts like, so more of it finds its way back to you. Blessing your finances also removes the energy of fear and resentment that can block the flow of abundance. If you pay a bill with the feeling of loss, you are affirming that money is leaving you and not returning. But if you pay that same bill saying, I bless this payment, and I know it returns to me multiplied, you shift the energy from loss to circulation. Money is not meant to be hoarded in fear. It is meant to flow, and in flowing, it grows. When you bless its going out, as much as you bless its coming in, you create a perfect cycle of giving and receiving that cannot be broken. Many believe they must wait until they have more money before they can feel abundant. But this is the opposite of the law. You must bless and feel abundant now, with what you have, in order for more to come. The one who blesses the small amount is proving themselves ready to handle a greater amount. This is why some people with very little seem to always have enough. They bless and appreciate what they have, and it stretches and multiplies in ways that defy logic. On the other hand, someone with great sums, who complains and curses their money, may find it slipping away. For the energy they give it pushes it out of their life. Blessing is also a way of cleansing your finances of past beliefs or negativity. If you have ever felt guilty about money, feared it, or associated it with struggle, blessing it regularly can replace that vibration with one of joy and gratitude. Hold your money and speak words such as, "You are pure divine substance. You are good. You are a blessing in my life, and I use you wisely and lovingly." Over time, this practice changes your subconscious association with money, making it something you welcome, rather than something you chase or fear losing. You can bless not only the money you have, but also the money that is on its way to you. Say, I bless all the wealth flowing toward me now, from expected and unexpected sources. By blessing in advance, you prepare yourself to receive without resistance. This is much like setting a table for a guest you know is coming. You create a space for the arrival of more. The universe responds to readiness, and blessing is one of the clearest signals you can send that you are ready to handle greater supply. Blessing your finances should also extend to blessing other people's prosperity. If you see someone succeeding or receiving wealth, bless them instead of envying them. Say, I bless their success, and I know the same good is coming to me. Envy and resentment block the flow of abundance, while blessing opens it. When you bless another's prosperity, you align yourself with the same energy, and the universe will not fail to send you your share. The law of increase does not play favorites. It responds to the vibration you hold. And blessing keeps that vibration high and receptive. In practical terms, you can create daily rituals for blessing your finances. Each morning, you might look at your wallet, bank account, or financial records and say aloud, I bless all my money. I bless my income. I bless every stream of supply. Everything I bless increases. As you receive money, whether in payment, a gift, or even finding a coin on the street, pause to bless it before using it. When paying for something, silently bless the exchange. I bless this purchase, and I know it returns to me multiplied. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, and you find that blessing flows from you naturally in all financial matters. It is also powerful to bless the sources of your income, your job, your business, your clients, your investments. Even if they are not yet producing the level of income you desire, blessing them primes them for growth. Instead of saying, My job doesn't pay enough. Say, I bless this job as a channel of divine supply, and I know it grows richer for me each day. Instead of saying, my business is slow, say, I bless my business with abundance, and I see it thriving. These blessings shift your focus from limitation to potential, which is the soil in which increase takes root. Blessing your finances is not simply about words. It is about the feeling that accompanies them. Words spoken without feeling are like seeds scattered on hard ground. But when you speak with genuine gratitude and love, your words penetrate the subconscious and the universal field, where they take root and grow. Feel the truth of your blessing as you say it. Imagine your money glowing with light. Imagine it flowing out and returning multiplied. Imagine it working for you and bringing more back. This emotional energy magnifies the power of your words and speeds the manifestation of increase. You will begin to notice changes when you consistently bless your finances. Unexpected opportunities arise. Money stretches further, new sources of income appear, and expenses decrease or are met in surprising ways. These are signs that your energy around money has shifted, and the universe is responding. Keep blessing, even as you receive more, for the cycle of increase has no limit. The more you bless, the more there is to bless, and the more there is to bless, the greater your abundance grows. When you speak words of gratitude, you align yourself instantly with the highest vibration of the universe. Gratitude is the language of receivership, the tone of one who already possesses the gift in the invisible before it appears in the visible. Each thank you spoken in faith is a key turning in the lock of divine supply. Gratitude has a magnetic quality that draws the very things you are thankful for closer to you. When you bless your finances with gratitude, you are affirming that they are already enough, that they are already flowing. And this acknowledgement causes the flow to increase. The one who is grateful for a small coin will soon find themselves with a purse full of gold. The one who complains about the small coin will shut the door to their own treasury. Gratitude shifts the mind from lack to plenty, and the universe responds by sending proof of your plenty. Gratitude seals your spoken word because it acts as a declaration of completion. When you say, I am grateful for my wealth, you are speaking as though it already exists, and the universe must mirror that truth. Gratitude leaves no room for doubt because it assumes the promise is already fulfilled. A person who gives thanks before the meal has arrived shows complete trust that it is on its way. In the same way, giving thanks for abundance before it appears is a demonstration of absolute faith, and faith is the currency of the divine. Gratitude wraps your affirmations in a golden envelope and sends them directly into the hands of your unseen supply. When you bless your finances, you are speaking life over them. Blessing is the opposite of cursing. It multiplies, whereas cursing diminishes. Many unknowingly curse their finances by calling them not enough, never lasting, or hard to come by. Such words are seeds of limitation, and they will yield a harvest of the same kind. To bless your finances, you must speak to them as though they are your trusted allies, your faithful servants, always working for your good. You might say, every dollar that comes to me is blessed and multiplied. Or, Money flows to me freely and joyfully, and I bless it as it blesses me. These words plant seeds of abundance that grow into overflowing harvests. Gratitude also changes the atmosphere of your mind. When you dwell in thoughts of thankfulness, you leave no space for fear, anxiety, or worry. These lower vibrations cannot coexist with true gratitude. The grateful person walks in peace, knowing their needs are already met. They do not strive or scramble, because they have already received in spirit what will soon manifest in form. The act of giving thanks lifts your consciousness into the realm where all blessings already exist, and from that realm, they are drawn into your life. There is a divine law that says, "To him that hath shall more be given." Gratitude proves that you have, even before the physical evidence appears. It is an act of claiming your portion, standing in possession before the possession arrives. This law works without fail, for it is built into the very structure of the universe. When you give thanks for money, opportunities, or resources, you are announcing to the universe, "I have abundance." And by law, more abundance must be given to you. Gratitude also heals the energy around money. Many people carry fear, resentment, or guilt about wealth, which creates blockages. When you begin to give thanks for the money you have, no matter how small, you are washing away those negative vibrations. You are telling your mind and the universe that money is a friend, not an enemy, that it is a tool for good, not a source of harm. This opens the channels for more to come, because the resistance is gone. Money will come where it is welcomed, appreciated, and treated with respect. It is also important to express gratitude for money. That is on its way, not only for what is already here. You can give thanks for checks that are already in the mail, for clients who are already choosing you, for opportunities that are already forming, even though you have not seen them yet. This kind of gratitude calls things forth from the unseen into the seen. It tells the universe that you are ready, open, and expectant. Gratitude multiplies not only money, but also every form of supply. When you give thanks for health, your vitality increases. When you give thanks for love, your relationships blossom. When you give thanks for ideas, inspiration flows more freely. Gratitude is a spiritual multiplier that works in every area of life because it affirms the presence of good. And what you affirm grows. You may even bless and give thanks for past abundance, for the times when your needs were met, for every gift you have ever received, for every door that has ever opened to you. This backward looking gratitude draws forward more of the same, because it keeps your mind fixed on the pattern of provision. It reminds you that you are always cared for, that your life is rich with blessings, and that the same source that provided before will provide again. Even challenges can be blessed with gratitude, for they often carry hidden treasures. When you say, "I am grateful for this situation, because it is leading me to greater abundance," you are turning every obstacle into a stepping stone. You are declaring that nothing can truly be against you, because everything is working together for your highest good. This mindset magnetizes good out of every circumstance and transforms what seems like loss into gain. Gratitude also strengthens your affirmations by keeping your emotions aligned with them. Words alone have limited power unless they are charged with feeling. And gratitude is one of the most powerful feelings you can generate. When you speak your affirmation and follow it with heartfelt thanks, you are adding the emotional energy that makes your word a living force. This combination of spoken word and grateful feeling sends a clear and powerful signal to the universe. The daily practice of gratitude and blessing your finances is a spiritual discipline that will reshape your reality. By beginning each day with words of thanks and blessing, you are setting the tone for your entire experience. You are programming your mind to look for the good, to expect the best, and to welcome abundance in all its forms. This creates a self-fulfilling cycle. For the more you expect and notice abundance, the more you receive. When you refuse to speak of lack or limitation, you are aligning your words with the language of abundance. Every statement you make is a command to the unseen forces that govern your life. And when you speak about lack, even in jest, you are giving life to that condition. Words are living things. They carry a vibration that draws to you their likeness. When you speak of shortage, you are planting the seed of shortage. When you speak of insufficiency, you are watering the root of insufficiency. The world is filled with conversations about what is missing, what is hard to find, what costs too much, or how money never seems enough. Yet the one who guards their tongue refuses to join in such discussions, for they understand that agreeing with lack is entering into covenant with it. This is why the wise person will only speak of the fullness and sufficiency of life, no matter what the outer picture may seem to display. You may look at your purse and see only a few coins, yet you speak of your wealth as overflowing. You may glance at your accounts and see small numbers, yet you declare them blessed and increasing. In doing so, you keep the door of abundance open wide and shut the door of limitation tightly. To refuse to speak of lack is not to deny the facts, but to deny their power over you. You are not ignoring what is before your eyes. You are choosing a higher truth than what the senses report. The senses show what has already been manifested, but the word you speak now determines what shall be manifested next. Therefore, if your tongue gives voice to lack, you are guaranteeing more of it tomorrow. But if your tongue gives voice to plenty, you are laying the foundation for prosperity to walk into your life. This is the great discipline of the spiritual path. Holding your speech steady in the face of appearances that would make you want to complain, explain, or justify your struggle. Complaining is agreement with limitation. Explaining why things are bad is reinforcing the very chain you wish to be free from. Justifying your financial hardship is stamping it with your seal of approval. The one who seeks riches must rise above this and hold the higher note in their words. No matter what is playing in the outer orchestra, refusing to speak of lack is an act of faith. It is the assurance that there is an unseen supply that can be summoned by your words. It is the deep knowing that every need is already met, though you may not yet see it with your eyes. It is standing on the invisible bridge of trust, knowing that the path will appear beneath your feet as you walk. This kind of speech requires practice, for the world has trained most people to talk about what is wrong, missing, or difficult. Entire conversations are built upon comparing troubles and reciting stories of insufficiency. But you must be different. You must learn to turn your tongue toward the good in every situation, to find something to praise instead of something to lament. Even in the smallest matters, choose abundance in your words. If the meal before you is plain, speak of how nourishing and satisfying it is. If the day is quiet, speak of how peaceful and rich with opportunity it is. In this way, you train yourself to see through the lens of plenty. The refusal to speak of limitation extends beyond money. Lack can appear as poor health, a shortage of time, a deficiency of ideas, or a scarcity of opportunities. But the principle is the same. You speak only the language of wholeness, sufficiency, and increase. If you are pressed for time, declare that you have more than enough time to accomplish all you need with ease and grace. If you are low on inspiration, affirm that divine ideas flow to you effortlessly and in perfect timing. If you face a moment where opportunity seems far away, speak as one who is surrounded by doors opening in every direction. This is not pretending. It is commanding reality to shift according to the higher law. Many sabotage their own prosperity by entertaining conversations about how bad things are in the world. They speak endlessly of economic downturns, rising prices, or how the system is against them. These words are spells that bind them to the very conditions they despise. The one who is wise will turn such conversations into declarations of faith. If another says, "It's hard to make money these days," you might respond, "Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways with ease." If another complains, "There's just not enough to go around," you might say, "There's always more than enough for everyone, and I am richly provided for." By refusing to echo the chorus of lack, you stand apart as one who lives under a different law. A law that bends reality in your favor. Your refusal to speak of limitation creates a fortress around your life. It keeps out the cold winds of doubt and keeps the warm fire of abundance burning bright. It is the guard at the gate of your mind, ensuring that no thief of negativity enters to rob you of your good. This discipline does not mean you never acknowledge challenges. It means you never give them power with your words. When challenges arise, you bless them as opportunities for growth and declare the outcome you desire, rather than repeating the problem. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes, until your entire language is saturated with the vibration of prosperity. As you hold steady in speaking only faith, something remarkable happens. Your outer world begins to reflect your inner speech. Circumstances that once seemed fixed begin to shift in your favor. Opportunities appear as if from nowhere. People arrive in your life to help you in unexpected ways. Money flows from sources you had not imagined. It is not magic in the sense of tricks or illusions. It is the natural result of speaking the language of the universe, which is the language of abundance. The law is simple: what you speak about, you bring about. When you speak of lack, you bring about more lack. When you speak of plenty, you bring about more plenty. This is why your words must be chosen with the care of a gardener planting seeds in fertile soil. Each sentence you utter is a seed, and the soil of the universe never says no. It simply grows what is planted. If you plant weeds of complaint, you will harvest a field of troubles. If you plant flowers of faith, you will walk in gardens of beauty and bounty. The choice is always yours, moment by moment, word by word. And when you truly master the art of refusing to speak of lack or limitation, you will find that abundance is not something you chase. It is something you attract naturally, effortlessly, and continually through the power of your spoken word. When you understand the power of your spoken word, you realize that each phrase you release is a decree written into the substance of your life. Your tongue becomes a magic wand, not by superstition, but by divine law, for every statement you make is sent into the unseen to gather after its own kind. When you speak of wealth, favor, and success, you are calling forth their presence from the infinite storehouse of supply. But when you utter words of lack, doubt, or struggle, you unconsciously summon the shadows that match those vibrations. To use your words as a wand to summon your divine riches, you must guard them as carefully as a jeweler guards precious stones. Words must be chosen with care, dressed in faith, and sent forth with the confidence that they cannot return empty-handed. The moment you say, "Money flows to me easily and endlessly," you have sent a messenger into the invisible to arrange the circumstances for its fulfillment. The moment you declare, "I am in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people," you have set angels of alignment to work on your behalf. There is no need to see how it will happen. Your part is to speak the word, believe it, and continue to affirm it without canceling it through words of fear. If you plant a seed and then dig it up every day to check if it's growing, you hinder its process. The same applies to your spoken decrees. You cannot affirm abundance in the morning and then complain of bills at night without weakening your creative power. Every word you speak is a creative seed, and your subconscious receives it without judgment. If you say, "I am broke," your inner law accepts it as a command. If you say, "I am rich in opportunities, resources, and blessings," your inner law equally accepts that as truth and begins to shape your world accordingly. Words are not mere sounds. They are containers of faith or fear. When filled with faith, they carry the golden vibration of divine order, opening doors that logic could never plan. When filled with fear, they carry a shadow that attracts confusion, delay, and want. This is why you must train yourself to become aware of every word you release. Even idle chatter can set a tone in your life. Speaking without purpose is like scattering seeds in every direction, unsure of what will grow. But when you speak intentionally, you plant a well-tended garden of prosperity. The wand of your words must be aimed at the exact good you desire. You do not wave it aimlessly. You point it toward your chosen destiny. This requires that you see yourself as already possessing what you speak of. You say, "I am a divine magnet for money." Not as a hope, but as a present fact. You say, "Everything I touch turns to gold." Not as an exaggeration, but as a decree that the law must fulfill. And you persist in these declarations until they are etched into your consciousness so deeply that no outer appearance can shake them. This persistence transforms your words from mere statements into living forces that draw to you the essence of what you have proclaimed. Your voice is a tuning fork, and the vibration it emits calls forth matching conditions. If you speak of joy, joy responds. If you speak of wealth, wealth responds. If you speak of divine order, order responds. The wand of your words is always active. The only question is, what are you summoning? The wise soul chooses to summon only the highest and best. This means speaking well of others, blessing every transaction, and giving thanks aloud for every manifestation. It means praising the smallest evidence of abundance, for such praise magnifies and multiplies it. It means turning every conversation into an opportunity to affirm your good, even when the topic seems unrelated. A true master of the spoken word does not waste it on gossip, criticism, or complaints, for they know that such words boomerang with the same energy they carry. Instead, they use their words to build, to call forth, and to command the riches of life to appear. When you make this shift, you will notice that you no longer speak casually about your limitations. You will replace phrases like, "I can't afford it," with, "It is on its way to me now." You will no longer agree with words of lack spoken by others, but will silently or openly affirm the opposite. This is not denial of reality. It is choosing to create a higher reality by speaking it into existence. For the world you see is the product of words already spoken, yours and others. And if you desire a new world, you must speak new words. Your wand is in your possession at all times, whether you use it consciously or unconsciously. But once you know its power, you can no longer afford to use it carelessly. You will speak with intention, with reverence, and with certainty, summoning only that which aligns with your highest good. And when you do, the riches of life will come, not by chance, but by law, drawn irresistibly to the vibration you have set in motion with your words.